By the way, that Carpenter struck out and he did not swing. And that's another thing. They're getting all the calls. The Astros are getting all the calls. And I'm a Yankee fan, yes. And people are going to probably say, I'm sticking up for the Yankees. They are getting every single call in this series. Every single call. And I hope them going home for 3 games, I hope the Yankees get the calls being that they're at home. If I see that the Astros are still getting calls in Yankee Stadium, the Yankees have to reach out to the MLB and they have to have this investigated because this has been going I'm not saying the umpires are cheating, okay? I'm not saying that. But it's kind of fishy. Watch the game. Watch tonight's game. The Speedy's been watching the game. Every single Valdez has been throwing the pitches. If it's anywhere close to the strike zone, it's a strike. Then you watch the Yankees pitchers. By the way, he didn't swing. Look. He stopped. That's not a fully swing. Would you call that a strike? Speedy, you watching it? Hello?
Yeah, no, I was trying to see where the pitch was. Yeah, no, that's not a swing. I was just trying to see where the pitch was.
That's not a swing.
Did he call it on the swing or the...
No, they called it on a swing.
They called him on a swing.
It was a pitch pretty much in the dirt.
It wasn't even close. Yesterday, how many times did the Yankee pitchers get them on a full swing?
3 times in the last 4 innings. It was sloppy both ways the first 5 innings, and then it really, like Errol was saying, there were 3 times that were notable that it got
They were
biased.
strikes. They were strikes, and they called them not swings. And this...
a website that gives a kind of report card of the umpires in their games and what key pitches they missed. I looked for that today online and I didn't see it.
Yeah, I know the NBA has that for the 2-minute report with their referees. I don't know if they have that with MLB directly at the umpires, but I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure if it's a direct impact.
It just pisses me off. The league needs to look at this because you can't honestly tell me the Yankees are playing against themselves. They're playing against themselves. They're not playing against the Astros. They're playing against themselves. The umpires are giving them every single call. Everybody was saying all over radio today. Everybody was saying it. Nobody needs to give Justin Verlander better opportunities to get strikeouts. This guy is going to get you out no matter what. Why is he getting all the calls? The balls weren't even close to the strike zone, and he was getting a call for strikes. To me, how do you expect Aaron Judge to get, to figure out the strike zone? How do you expect your best players to figure out where the strike zone is and where it is and where it's not? That's why Giancarlo Stanton yesterday at the end of the game, they were asking questions. What did you think about the strike zone? He says it was big. Okay, I mean that's pretty much telling you it doesn't matter where the ball's going. It's probably going to be called for a strike.
One of the things is driven me crazy over the years with umpires is they go, "Well, that's my zone. That's where I'm calling it down in a way." I'm sorry, guys. There's not a your zone. There's a strike zone. You're calling the strike zone or you're not calling the strike zone. And you don't get your zone. And I think that's something that you're going to see more people yelling for robotic umpiring after this playoff series than ever before.
Right. Well, I'm screaming for it right now because yesterday was the worst umpiring I've ever seen. When the balls were low, they were calling strikes. And this catcher, by the way, they call it framing.
Unfortunately, a trait that's taught now. Yeah,
he's framing. The ball is low, and he's bringing his glove up when he catches it, and they're calling it a strike. It is down under the knees, and they're calling it strikes. Okay, I don't want to hear about this framing. If that's going to help if this is going to help the game robotics, then get the robotics involved with it because these pitchers, Verlander, Valdez, they don't need anybody's help to win games. And if the Yankees are trying to figure out what the strike zone and they don't know when to swing and when not to swing, to me it bothers me as a fan because it's almost an automatic out. How many times were they struck out tonight? I think they struck out 12 times, right, Speedy?
I'll
look that up.
Ahead,
yesterday was 17.
Mike,
Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Mike, you were about to say something?
So you think about it. If Aaron Judge, they call that pitch on Judge that's down near his ankle, and the guy calls it a strike, and he goes, I'm going to appeal that. And it's reviewed and overturned. I'll tell you what, you're going to start seeing umpires start bringing it up. If they're held accountable for those balls and strikes, which they are not now. They're not. Umpires Union is the strongest, maybe the strongest in the country. Very small number of people involved in very strong union. But we need the calls right.
Right.
I'm not saying pro Yankee, pro Astros. I'm for the game. I want the calls right. Yeah. I want to take personalities.
13 strikeouts. 13 strikeouts to the Yankees 6.
And 17 yesterday.
So you're telling me in 2 games, the Astros have almost triple the amount of strikeouts than the Yankees have. Triple.
That the Astros pitchers did better. That'll be the argument.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you, but it's pretty fishy when you look at these numbers. They're astronomically different. Look, Loaizaga and Peralta. These guys have been shut down. Relief pitchers for the Yankees really in the last month of September. They didn't have one strikeout. One strikeout when they were in. One of them pitched 2 innings. The other one pitched 1 inning. What does that tell you?
Have 2 strikeouts yesterday or none?
I'm sorry?
Jameson Taillon last night.
I think he had 4.
Oh, he had 4 for the night. Okay. At one point, I looked at the box score in game, and he didn't have many.
He had 4. And by the way, Justin Verlander had, I think, 12, and the rest of the team had, I think 5 or something.
Verlander
like
had 11. The relief pitchers had 6. Taillon didn't have any for the game.
Okay, he didn't have any.
He didn't have any. The only 2 guys that had strikeouts were Trevino and Montes.
Which is very fishy too. Which Taillon is a strikeout pitcher, so that's very fishy too. So it just, I'm telling you, there's something going on. And I thought he had 4 strikeouts. I didn't even look at the box score, so that shows you how much I gave a crap from last night. I was so upset, but. The league needs to look at this. And I'm telling you right now, if they go back to Yankee Stadium and the Astros are getting calls still and the Yankees aren't, being that they're the home team, I'm telling you, the Yankee fans need to say something. The Yankee fans need to do something to get the umpires to understand what's going on, and they know what's going on.
You hear talk radio tomorrow in New York. They're going to be crazy.
I'm calling talk. Listen,
I was going to say, don't be surprised if Errol vents tomorrow on one of those shows.
Listen, there's a lot of people that know who I am in the industry. They know me very, very well. And I don't call talk radio shows because I do a talk radio show. Right, and people call my show, and they bug the hell out of me. I believe there's something going on here. I'm not saying I'm not saying that the Astros are cheating and they're paying the umpires. I don't believe that. But it's kind of fishy that and I think baseball wants the Astros to win a championship because of obviously their cheating scandal a couple of years ago, and baseball let them keep their championship when a lot of people thought they should have taken it away from them. So I think baseball wants the Astros to win to kind of shut everybody up for what happened, years and years ago when they robbed the Yankees for possibly a World Series, and
the Dodgers.
I think Major League Baseball and certainly the networks, they want the Yankees to win. I mean, you're talking about a demographic for viewership through the roof if the Yankees win.
I don't think they want the Yankees to win. I don't. The Yankees are the hated. They have the biggest fan base in professional sports, but they also, if you're not a fan of them, you hate them. And everybody wants to see the Yankees go down. They are what do they call them? The evil empire? Evil empire. Meanwhile, they haven't won since 2009. So that's how evil their empire is. Okay. So it just doesn't make any sense. And I just think baseball needs to look at this, that there's no way that Jameson Taillon had no strikeouts yesterday and Verlander had 11. And the strikes were, and Taillon was not getting the calls. He was not. Watch the game. He was not getting the call. He was throwing the ball in the same places as Verlander. Right or wrong, Speedy? You watched the game.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
Most of it was towards the end of the game, I thought, for me. But, yeah, there were a couple.
He was throwing balls in the same place, and they were calling it balls. And then,
guys, I'm going to find this umpire report from yesterday.
Absolutely. I want you to do it.
I will email it to you
I want you to do it.
When I locate it.
I want you to do it.
I know it was bad. I believe me, I'm not arguing with you. I think in the end, Theo Epstein's a really sharp guy, and I think he's trying to find solutions to this. I really do think robotic umpiring is going to be a thing. Whether it's all the time or whether it's an appeal basis, I bet we're going to see that before long, because ultimately the integrity of the game, take out the personalities, take out the I'm pissed off at this player or this team. Take out the I favor this team or I don't. We want it to be right. Let's get it right.
Well, we really appreciate you, Mike, as always. And we'd love to get you on again. This is the first time you've been on the show. And
I appreciate it, guys. It was a lot of fun.
You're fantastic. You really are. You know the game very, very well. And tell the fans how they can find you on social media.
At Mike Pinto 3.
Well, there you go. And we'll get you on very, very soon. After the season, we'll talk about the offseason for some of these baseball teams and where they should go. But you're fantastic, and we'll get you on soon. Thank you for joining us.
Anytime, guys. Thanks for having me.